This video will focus on creating simple filters in Savius Omnipeek. Simple filters can consist of three different types of conditions: addresses, or protocols, or ports. And although Omnipeek can build and use much more advanced filters, we will not be focusing on those capabilities here in this video. Let's start off by opening the filters list and inserting a new filter. The filter list can be opened in many different ways, including using this filter button, the View Filters menu, or the hotkey combination of pressing Ctrl M. Now that we're in the filters list, we could go ahead and insert a new filter. This too can be done in a variety of ways. As you see here at the top, we can name our filter, pick a color for it, and add any special comments that may be necessary. When filling in this information, we want to try to stay consistent and use some sort of naming and/or coloring convention. Down below here, you see you have the capability to add our particular information for the address, or application/protocol, or port, or any combination thereof. Down at the bottom of the dialog, we have the capability of starting a new capture immediately from this point and automatically including the filter that we're working on, or just click OK and save the filter in the filter list for future use. Remember, Omnipeek has only one filter list, and the filters in that list can be used throughout Omnipeek in conjunction with active captures, post-capture analysis, or even triggers. For the address and port selections, you can select the type of address or port, as well as the direction if necessary. Keep in mind the two addresses and ports are just two individual fields. They are not necessarily source and/or destination like what you might see in a firewall rule. It is a very important thing to remember with the addresses specifically, is that both CIDR notation as well as wildcard mask with asterisk can be used in the address field. This can be extremely helpful in building network range filters rather than specific node filters. The little black arrow that you see will allow us to either resolve the name or address, or go to the name table to look up a particular entity. Here in the application/protocol dialog box, you see we have three options. The first one lets you select a generic protospec. The generic protospec does not include the framing of the packets. The protocol option lets you add a hex value for a new ether type or other related protocol type. The application lets you select a specific application. Now that you know what the fields are and what we can do with them, let's look at how Omnipeek can make this much easier by filling in the fields with the appropriate information. How are we going to do this? We're going to use the right click, of course. Now, depending on where we right click, we'll get different options pre-populated in the filter. Here in the protocols view, if I right click on a protocol and select make filter, I will get a protocol filter. But here in the nodes view, if I right click on a node, either a layer 2 or layer 3, and select make filter, I will get a filter for that node. And if here in the packets view, I right click on a packet and select make filter, I will get details on that packet, which includes everything in our filter for bidirectional traffic. Keep in mind that it's often better to use this general method and then modify the filter manually as necessary, rather than just starting from scratch. Here in this brief video, we've seen how to build simple filters in Savius Omnipeek. Thank you for watching.